only has Kamala Harris rolled out Soviet-style price control proposals, living up to the nickname that President Trump is now given her, here she is pledging to use government to steal Americans' intellectual property. Listen.
I will snatch their patent so that we will take over. And yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that. Yes, we can do that. It's the question is, do you have the will to do it? I have the will to do it.
There she is, Congressman. She has the will to empower government to steal Americans' intellectual property. Doesn't this show how radical and anti-American this new radical Democrat Party has become?
It is extremely radical. This is stuff that the Chinese do. Let me be very clear. One of the issues our companies in the United States have had is the intellectual property theft by the Chinese government. The Russian government has done this, and now Kamala Harris is endorsing this. It is un-American to take the intellectual property from any company or any American. And let's be perfectly honest, no matter how much money they're making, because we do believe in free market capitalism. You are allowed to make money based upon your ingenuity, your intellect, and your ability to put products to market. That is the fundamental structure of our economy. What Kamala Harris would lead us to are massive shortages in key products, whether it's food or anywhere else, a stagnant economy or worse, and a complete unraveling of the middle class. She said in her speech last night, she wants to build the middle class. I will assure you, as somebody who spent 17 years in the financial industry, her economic agenda is how you eviscerate what's left of the middle class after Joe Biden and Kamala Harris unleashed one of the worst inflations that has crippled working families and the same middle class that she purports to love. It's a disastrous policy by somebody who is dangerously radical.
It is. Congressman, I only got about a minute left, but I got to ask you about this because I've got to give you kudos. As you remember, it took the Democrats, 3 weeks to put together the second impeachment against President Trump. It's taken Republicans 4 years to find that Joe Biden actually did commit impeachable offenses. And to my knowledge, you're the only Republican out there saying, hey, guys, we ought to be voting on this. How does it feel to be the lone voice out there saying this?
Well, look, I've said it publicly, but I know a lot of my colleagues agree with me, so I'm not the only one. The reality is Joe Biden took anywhere from $27 to $30 million using his brother and his son to facilitate the payments while he was vice president and then after he left the White House. We've all known what's happened, except for the fact that big media covered up the stories. They didn't want to report on it. We have all the receipts. So for my colleagues in the House, there is still a time and an opportunity to hold Joe Biden accountable. We know the Democrats knifed him in the back and kicked him out of the nominating process, but he's still the president of the United States, and he still deserves to be held accountable.
Amen to that. Congressman Byron Donalds, it's been far too long. Come back anytime, sir.